This right here is the FX3. In today's video, we're gonna go over my first impressions after using this camera for about a week and a half, why I ended up selling my FX6 to get this, and just some thoughts behind this camera. So with that being said, let's jump right in. Why did I switch to the FX3 from the FX6? The holy grail of what is called the FX6. It honestly just comes down to me wanting a smaller, more compact body without sacrificing so much quality from what I was getting with the FX6. Let me explain. The FX3 is a body that's super compact, super small, still producing some amazing visuals. Still shooting at DCI 4K 24, 60, 120. Going from the FX6 to the FX3, I would not be sacrificing any quality whatsoever. With that being said though, I am losing some things going to this body from the FX6, like internal NDs. But those things are easily replaceable with a quick fix. Over the past week of using this camera, it's been super fun. I feel like a kid in a candy store once again, having a whole new body, learning its ergonomics, and just having fun shooting again. It's super lightweight to where I can set it up as a simple run and go setup, whether if I'm vlogging or just making run and gun gym content. I can just grab the body, throw a 20mm, a hot shoe mic, and I'm good to go. But it's also something that if I do have any client work that requires me to have a rigged out setup, I can do that with this thing too. The body has several mounting points all around, and I even ended up getting a tilt cage just to add that more mounting points. So even though it's lightweight and super compact, I can still rig it up to where it'll just look like a beefy cinema rigged out camera. Over the past week of using this camera, there are some features that I personally have just enjoyed using that I honestly forgot how nice it is to have. So I'm just gonna go down the list. Coming from the FX6 into this, the FX3 has in-body image stabilization, IBIS. The FX6 does not. Sometimes I do a lot of run and gun work to where I just need to have my camera, my lens, a mic, and just go out to different spots in the location that I'm at and just run and gun handheld solo shooting. And in post, I would see that sometimes my image would not be the most stable. I would have to throw in some overtime with stabilization software to make sure that I stabilize my footage that much more. Even with making my FX6 rig super heavy to where stabilizing the footage should be easier, it still could have been a lot better. And all that changes with this camera, because this camera brings back image stabilization for me to use. It's something that I was very used to with the A7S III, and I quickly ended up missing out on using the FX6. Now both cameras have dual ISO, which is amazing for low light. If you're just in the worst of lighting situations where you're just having to shoot with no lighting and it's super dark, you can just crank this up to the second dual ISO setup, which is at 12-800. Looks immaculate without any grain whatsoever. Thing is though, with the FX6, it's a in-menu feature that I would have to switch. And so in the moment, if I'm shooting something that's super dark, I don't want to miss a moment, I would have to go into the menu, switch the dual ISO base from 800 to 12-800, and at that point that's roughly around 5 to 8 seconds that I'm missing out on from getting the shot that I needed to. And it's something that I quickly grew some frustration with. In the moment when you're shooting, you want to be as efficient and as quick as possible, and seconds matter with getting the shot. So that's something that I quickly noticed and got frustrated with. Here with the FX3, it's just as simple as dialing setting up to 12-800. As long as I just have my ND filter on my camera, I can just quickly adjust lighting if need to. In 2 to 3 seconds, I'm good to go. Top handle audio. With the FX6, if you want to utilize any sort of audio, you have to have your top handle. If you forget your top handle, you can just forget about getting in-camera audio. You have to resort to internal recording from like your DJI mic or something. That always just felt like a hassle to always need to have your top handle on, because sometimes, like I said, I would just need a very minimalistic setup. Bringing that top handle kind of just defeated that purpose, because I'm just adding extra, what I think is unnecessary weight to the camera. Here with the FX3, you don't need your top handle to use audio. If you want to have a hot shoe mic, I can easily just slap it on the hot shoe, or if I have a 3.5mm jack, I can just open up here, slap on the cable, all without the need for a top handle. And so if I have a shoot where I'm just running and gunning, I don't need to bring my top handle. I can just bring my body, my camera, and a mic, and I'm good to go. So overall, it's just nice knowing that I can bring this with the option of I can rig it up and or rig it down. With the FX6, I'm always just gonna be rigging it up just because there's a lot of pieces that the camera needed for me to use it to its best potential. Now overall, I'm kind of lucky to have the FX3 at this time when it's gone through so many firmware updates to where switching from the FX6 to the FX3 isn't that brutal. I'm still going to be getting a lot of the FX6 features that made that camera so amazing, like Cine AI, Cinetone. You still have the option to utilize XLR audio with this camera as long as you have your top handle attached to it. Don't get me wrong, this isn't me bashing the FX6 and saying that the FX6 was a horrible camera. That camera is phenomenal. This whole switch is sincerely just situational. Me having the FX3 allows me to have a more minimalistic setup that overall just makes sense for the work that I currently do. I think that's just a good point for people in general. I feel like we tend to see a lot of creators, filmmakers, photographers on social media create amazing, beautiful content, and we tend to get caught up in the what camera is that? I need that camera because if I have that camera, I'm gonna be able to make that exact same content. But we live in a day and age where there's so many cameras that have so much potential to shoot high quality content that it's really a no-brainer. At the end of the day, it's just do some research, figure out what's gonna work best for you, and just get to shooting. I didn't get to producing the content that I produce by having the best gear. The gear is something that I've just accumulated over time. All of that would have never happened if I had not started shooting. I've really enjoyed using this camera. I love it. It's literally my dream camera. And I'm just honestly fortunate enough to have not only this camera currently, but I was able to purchase, utilize, and have fun with the FX6 overall. So that's gonna be it for today's video. Hopefully you guys liked that video and you kind of have a clearer idea as to why I made the switch. Still gonna be using this camera in the coming weeks. I actually do have some very cool projects coming up, so be on the lookout for that. If you guys have made it this far into the video, thanks so much for watching. You guys are killing the color grading video. So if you have not seen that, I'll plug it in the end credits. If you like this video, please make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Until next time, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.